Hello there everyone and welcome back to the channel Help Dominance. Anthony here. Please remember to like and subscribe and also click that notification bell if you're enjoying what you see and if you want to see more. Coming up in this episode we have 6 stories from the last couple of weeks of Rugby League that you need to know. So as I said in the coming up promo, that's today's 6th episode day as we look into the stories from the past couple of weeks that we haven't covered so far. And we begin by showing you. We start with the news that Stefan Ratchford has signed a new 2-year contract with Warrington Wolves, which will take his time with the club to 13 seasons. Ratchford joined the Wire from Salford Red Devils back in 2012 and has made 291 appearances to date, scoring 83 tries. A prolific goal kicker as well, Ratchford has over 1,500 career points to his name and currently sits 7th on the club's all-time point scoring list with 1,256. The versatile England international is currently celebrating his testimonial season and remains an integral and valuable member of the squad going forward. Speaking on a new deal, Ratchford said he's over the moon about staying with the club. "My time here so far has flown by. To have been here for 11 seasons and going on to be 13 is quite surreal. The fans have been fantastic with me as a Wigan lad, and joining Salford too. When I came here I was unsure about how I'd be welcomed, but now it's almost like I'm a Warringtonian in some ways. It's been amazing and the fans have been great. We had some success along the way, but even in difficult times they're always stuck by us. Hopefully now we're going to put things right for the final part of the season and we're striving to achieve the success going forward." Ratchford's current head coach Darren Powell said, "I'm delighted he's chosen to stay. He's a high quality player who can play in a number of key positions. His experience and knowledge for younger players around him is valuable too, and makes him a great guy to keep on board." Hull KR head coach Tony Smith believes having 2 French teams in Super League is good for the French game, and a nice change from the M62 belt. Smith was taking in his pre-match press conference prior to their second trip to Toulouse on Saturday. They had previously played there on Easter Monday, claiming a narrow victory. The debate whether or not Toulouse should have been granted an exemption from relegation has rumbled on all season. And Smith believes it was always going to be tough for Toulouse to build something successful after 1 year. He said, "I think some of the people that are against it, I suppose, would have got a point terms of they don't bring much to travelling fans to our venues. But I think it's a fantastic setup and that they've got over there. I think it gives us a different flavour to the M62 belt and all that sort of stuff. I think it's tough for them to come in and 1 year and then expect to build something successful. And that's my only problem with it. If you're going to be yo-yo situations of ups and downs and all that sort of stuff, I don't think that there's any point of it. Then we would be better off doing some other way. But, if you ask me, do I think it's worthwhile if there was a long-term view of, having Toulouse in there as a second French club team? Yes. I think it would be terrific for French Rugby League, but I think it would be good for Super League as well. But that's just my opinion." Australian clubs are fully behind the 2021 World Cup according to its organisers. Although Chief Executive John Dutton admitted he is frustrated by the inability so far to secure an overseas TV deal. Dutton is just 14 days into his promotional visit down under, told a media briefing he has been encouraged by the success of the 3-pronged mission to build relationships, raise awareness in Australia and excite people. It was opposition from the NRL clubs in the wake of safety fears caused by the coronavirus pandemic that led to the postponement of the World Cup last autumn, but organisers say they are now fully on board. Of the 50 meetings planned, Dutton has so far met 11 of the 16 NRL clubs, as well as 12 of the competing nations, and International Rugby League Chief Executive Troy Grant hailed his impact as a positive and exceptional way to go about things. The presence of John Dutton over here over the last 14 days and the engagement of the NRL clubs and the critical stakeholders has probably overwhelmed me, Grant said. It's the standard of preparation that has impressed all the clubs, and they are now asking how they can contribute. The legacy issues we've had for a long time about player release and club protection is behind us. I think this is probably the least selfish that they have been in regards to selection to ensure that the international games provide the very best players, and make them available for the reboot of the game. We've had a couple of really tough pandemic impacted years, and prior to that, some pretty poor administration arrangements and missed opportunities. But we've used that time to fix house and start the renovation of International Rugby League. The North Queensland Cowboys have finally secured the immediate signing of Luciano Leilua for the remainder of the 2022 NRL season. Leilua has already signed with the Cowboys from the beginning of the 2023 season, but rumblings had persisted for most of the first half of the season that the star edge forward was wanting an immediate release by Todd Payten's side. The Tigers showed little interest in an immediate release, but took everyone by surprise just an hour before round 15 teams were announced, making the call to release Leilua. It was tipped that the Cowboys would announce him almost immediately. However, the speed at which the Tigers moved took the football department in Townsville, led by former hard-hitting forward Mick Luck, by surprise, with the deal taking more than a week to complete. Todd Payten told the media last week, Thursday, that the Cowboys had been given a verbal agreement, but at that stage were yet to draw up a contract for Leilua. It has now been confirmed, with the back rower to slot straight into Payten's side for round 16's match against the Brisbane Broncos after the NRL's representative rounds. He will replace Hilliam Luki, returning the Cowboys to a three-pronged back row assault alongside Tom Gilbert and Queensland Maroons debutant Jeremiah Nane. Gilbert is currently battling an eye injury, but is due back, although results for a specialist doctor visit are yet to be revealed. Leilua is also a Samoan representative, will bring plenty to the club, and Director of Football Michael Luck said the Cowboys were thrilled to capture his signature. We're thrilled to welcome a player of Luciano's ability and class to our club at this stage of the season. We've been very lucky. We haven't had any long-term injuries to our back rowers to start the season. That's now changed with Hilliam Luki ruled out for the season. We were in a fortunate position to be able to fit Luciano into our squad this year if the Tigers had the appetite to release him. It worked out well for both parties, and we look forward to what Luciano will add to our squad moving forward. News coming out of the USARL after International Chair Troy Grant has welcomed the finalisation of a new governance model for rugby league in the United States and urged all stakeholders within the game to help implement the changes. The reforms follow an independent governance review of the game in the United States, with the International Rugby League and USARL having signed a memorandum of understanding aimed at enabling rugby league to unify and stabilise the world's largest sporting market. The changes will see the establishment of a new board to oversee a federation built on strong governance principles to lead the growth of the game in the United States. A transitional commission, including America's Rugby League's regional manager Romeo Monteith, working on behalf of the International Rugby League, will be in place until a new board is elected on the terms of amended bylaws, with elections to take place no later than February 2023. Grant said that this is an opportunity for those involved in rugby league in the USA to seize and help shape the future direction of the game. The USA is a great significance for International Rugby League, and the IRL is pleased that a good governance model is in place to help the game grow, thrive domestically. However, for rugby league in the United States to get to where we all know it can be and should be, requires all stakeholders to play their role and work together. On behalf of the International Rugby League, I strongly encourage all within the game in the US to come together and take part in the domestic process now in place under these governance reforms. Without that participation, this good governance reform cannot be implemented. The new governance structure was developed after wide-ranging and detailed consultation with 30 stakeholders across all levels in the game in the United States and analysis of other American national federations. The reform process by International Rugby League was endorsed at a recent meeting of the USARL board, and the two parties have now signed an MOU that provides the way to introduce the changes. And finally, we turn our attentions to Leeds Rhinos, as 4 players saw themselves in front of the match review panel and also the tribunal due to appeals for 2 of their players' suspensions. 2 of which were Bodine Thompson and James Bentley, who have been sent to the sin bin in the match against St Helens, where they lost 42 points to 12. Bodine Thompson was given a 2-match suspension due to a trip that he caused during the game, while James Bentley was given his marching orders to the sin bin for professional foul, which he escaped a ban this time around. The other 2 in the incident-filled game that was sent to the tribunal was Harry Newman, who was given a 2-match ban for frivolous, what's the exact wording, showing aggressive behaviour towards a match official as he protests to referee Tom Grant following Alex Walmsley's try. While Zane Tetavano was given a grade D charge, we could see him see a 5-match ban for a high shot on Conrad Hurrell. Both were referred to the tribunal, but Harry Newman lost his appeal as he pled not guilty and was extended his ban by another game due to what is deemed a frivolous appeal by the match review panel. He was also fined £500. Zane Tatavano was issued a 5-match suspension and also fined £500 for his high shot on the Saints centre hurl, and that was because it was deemed another frivolous appeal by Leeds Rhinos. And that's it for another episode, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe and share this video worldwide, as well as clicking that notification bell for any updates on new videos that may be coming your way in the near future. Tell me what your thoughts are of today's episode. There are some good stories there. some interesting tidbits. Tell me in the comments below what you agree with, what you don't agree with. Do you think it's staying in the parochial, it's staying in the same lane, or is it helping grow the sport? There's a lot of information, I know, so I kept it down to bite-sized chunks so that anyone can just pick it up and go, yeah, I understand that. Thanks for that information. Anyway, I digress. Tell me in the comments below if there's anything else that you want to cover. Hopefully we can get more stuff done on this channel soon. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, subscribe, share this video worldwide. But in the meantime, stay safe. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you in the next episode.